Okay, so hello, this is Pat Deere with Send Out Cards, and I am a relationship marketing expert. And I started doing these interviews of hope, healing, and happiness mostly because I would talk to people about all the negativity in the world and how it really bothered me. And I've always felt that if I'm going to talk about it and complain about it, I need to do something about it. So this is my way to counteract in a little way some of the negativity in the world and bring some of that hope, healing, and happiness to people. So I'm really excited today to bring in Karen Walworth, and I'm going to let Karen introduce herself, but she is a lifetime memory designer and actually a travel consultant. So Karen, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are?
Oh, hello, Pat. I'm so glad to spend time with you today. Yes, I am a travel consultant. I help people with their trips that are leisure type trips, vacations, and it brings me a lot of joy to be able to plan very special situations for people where they can really have a type of experience that's going to make an impact in their life, that they're going to come back from their trips feeling changed and a better person than even before they left.
You know, I know you through Business Network International, BNI, so I often got to hear the stories, not only of what it was like when people came back, but the excitement before they left. And in some
Yes.
instances, how you were really able to help them through situations that would have been difficult, otherwise. So that's kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the first question here of hope. Where do you see hope in the world?
Well, actually, I see hope in a lot of small ways. With everything that's going on in the world right now, it's easy to get kind of wrapped up in that. But if you kind of take a step back and you look at the small parts of what we live every single day, there's a lot of hope around us. Something as small as a teacher staying after to help a child so that they do better in school, or a neighbor helping their elderly neighbor shovel their driveway after a big snowstorm. Those small things make a big difference. I belong to our local Rotary Club, and I'm so proud to be part of that group because they help people around the world and in our local community, and it just reaffirms that those are the things that really matter.
I love that. I was able to help because Ann Knotts asked me to participate in the World Peace Conference through the Rotary, and I'm not a Rotarian, but it was exciting to be a part of that and see what an impact they have, just not on the local community, but on the world. So that was a very cool thing. So let's go into healing. How do you find healing?
Well, I think everyone does it a little different. You have to kind of know yourself. And so what I found for myself in healing is I need a little downtime here and there. And so if I'm traveling on vacation, taking a walk alone along the beach, going and visiting a church on my own, or if I'm at home, taking a long hot bath and just
Mm-hmm.
sitting back and relaxing and being able to reset. And so when I'm done and I'm hitting the road again, it's like with a fresh attitude.
Talk a little bit about that if you don't mind. The picture that I have on here, I actually found on your website, and I personally get a lot of healing when I travel, whether it's just a walk in the woods or an elaborate, vacation, whatever that happens to be. And I'm guessing that you help a lot of people through that process.
Well, everyone is a little different in what makes them happy. And so a big part of what I do is to try to uncover that. Dig in deep and make sure that what I help them discover when they're traveling is something that's really going to impact them. So whether it's like the picture where that's in St. John, right off St. Thomas, and that in the U.S. Virgin Islands, whether it's the most beautiful beach in the world that you're snorkeling in, or if you're walking down a cobblestone street, and that makes you happy, I want to help that person experience that. And so when they're enjoying their vacation, it's the best possible vacation it can be.
I used to think of vacations as kind of a luxury, and they absolutely are a luxury item. But today, I actually feel like it's a necessity to help me regroup and come back to who I can really be.
I agree. In small doses, any type of trip can be a luxury trip. It's just that impactful type of experience that you allow yourself to have and
Mm-hmm.
really embrace that makes it a big difference.
Right. So I love talking about vacations with you, but let's go on to happiness. When do you feel happiness? This is probably a give and a no-brainer, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Well, I agree. It's true. It's not a surprise that I love traveling. Not just planning trip for others, but being able to travel myself. And my favorite types of vacations are the historical ones. Going over to Europe and walking into a city that's centuries years old, and knowing that, you know, people walked down that cobblestone street, you know, 2,000 years before I did, and discovering new things. You know, walking around a corner and you see a beautiful fountain or you see a statue, it's just moving to me, and it just makes me happy all the way down to my core. My happiest place is Positano, Italy. I have to tell you, it's just a wonderful, magical place. I'm there smiling, grinning, you know, ear to ear the entire time I'm there, and I can't wait to go back this September.
I love that. Thank you so much. Like I said, I could talk to you forever because I just love to travel, and I love your answers. And you, to me, you are the epitome of hope, healing, and happiness, not only through what you do, but who you are as a person. So I'm so glad you were able to share with me. But the last question that I have is, what do you do consistently every day that helps you in some way? And this is like my own personal question, and I get a lot out of people's answers. So I'm curious what you have to say.
This was a tough one. Actually, something that I realized to do is I get up early. I'm a morning person. I like the early morning time when you're just starting a fresh, brand new day. I mean, you can't do anything about what's happened yesterday. It's already done. It's behind you. But today and tomorrow, you can impact. And so I like the mornings. It's a brand new reset. And you might be a little surprised to hear that actually I have a tattoo.
Yeah, I
I'm not
am.
going to tell you where. I have a tattoo of a lotus flower, and I chose the lotus flower because it blooms fresh every single day. And so it's like a brand new beginning, a brand new fresh start that you're able to have. And so that's something that gets me centered and makes sure that I start my day right.